He get fired by Gervonta Tank Davis.
This guy's a clown.
I mean,
Gervonta Tank Davis has been making headlines recently, not just for his skills in the ring, but for significant changes in his team. Fans and boxing insiders are speculating on what these shifts, particularly his relationships with Leonard Ellerbe and Calvin Ford, mean for his career going forward. Davis is scheduled to defend his WBA lightweight title against Roach on March 1st at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The fight will be broadcast on a PBC card via Amazon Prime Video, marking a critical moment in Tank's career and providing him with a prominent platform to showcase his abilities. However, it was not the fight announcement itself that stirred the most chatter. It was the fact that Tank appeared alone at the official press conference. No Leonard Ellerbe, no Calvin Ford, just Tank. This sparked questions about what's really happening behind the scenes. The speculation gained traction after reports surfaced on Rick Glazer's social media that Tank had split with Leonard Ellerbe, a key figure in his career since 2015. Ellerbe, a close associate of Floyd Mayweather and a pivotal member of Mayweather Promotions, has been by Tank's side for nearly a decade, helping transform him from a promising young talent into one of boxing's most marketable stars. Ellerbe has remained loyal through Tank's ups and downs, including his well-publicized clashes with Mayweather himself. Despite the history, it seems their professional relationship may have run its course. According to Glazer, the split might actually benefit Davis by giving him more control over his career, opening up opportunities outside the PBC framework. Ellerbe, for his part, has maintained a professional demeanor in the face of these reports. He has praised Tank's talent and expressed pride in what they accomplished together. "Tank is one of the best in the game," Ellerbe said in a recent interview. "I'm proud of what we've done, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. I'll always root for him." The situation with Calvin Ford, Tank's longtime trainer and mentor, adds another layer of complexity. Ford, who has been in Tank's corner since his early days in the sport, has also been noticeably absent during Tank's recent training. Although there's been no official confirmation of a full break, Tank's actions and cryptic comments suggest he might be considering new training options. Ford himself has acknowledged some tension, but has remained respectful of Davis's decisions. "Tank's like family to me," Ford said. "Sometimes a family has to go through things to grow. Whatever happens, I'll always be in his corner, whether I'm there physically or not." These changes mark a significant shift in Tank's career. At 30, Davis is entering a stage where independence and strategic decisions are crucial. Other top fighters, like Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, have made similar moves in the past, leaving behind traditional setups to take full control of their careers. Tank's star power and marketability give him plenty of options, whether he chooses to go independent, sign with another promotional company like Top Rank or Matchroom, or even create his own promotional outfit, much like Floyd Mayweather did. The speculation surrounding Davis's team changes has come at a time when he's also facing mounting criticism about his choice of opponents. His upcoming fight against Roach Jr., a super featherweight moving up in weight, has left many fans frustrated. The lightweight division is one of the most talent-rich divisions in boxing, with fighters like Shocker Stevenson, William Zepeda, and Keyshawn Davis offering tantalizing potential matchups. Instead, Tank has chosen to face Roach, a fighter with a respectable record, but one who has yet to prove himself at the elite level. Roach's most notable fight was a 2019 loss to Jamel Herring, a solid opponent but not a world beater. Since then, Roach has strung together wins against lesser-known fighters, but his resume doesn't inspire confidence that he's ready for a challenge like Tank. Calvin Ford, when asked about the fight, tried to downplay the criticism. He referenced Tank and Roach's history, mentioning their shared amateur roots and calling the bout good for the community. However, many fans weren't satisfied with that explanation. They see it as another instance of Tank avoiding tougher opponents to preserve his undefeated record. This trend has become increasingly hard to ignore. Tank's bouts against Leo Santa Cruz and Hector Luis Garcia, both smaller fighters moving up in weight, follow a similar pattern. Critics argue that, for a fighter of Tank's caliber, these matchups are unworthy of his talent and star power. Ford, in response to the backlash, shrugged off the criticism. "People are going to talk," he said. "That's what fans do. We just focus on the fight in front of us." While that's a practical approach, it does little to address the growing frustration among fans who want to see Tank prove himself against the best in the lightweight division. From a business perspective, the fight with Roach makes sense. It offers an easy payday with minimal risk, an approach that has become increasingly common in modern boxing. Fighters and promoters have to balance risk and reward, and Tank's team appears to be prioritizing financial stability over legacy-defining matchups. However, this strategy may not satisfy fans for much longer. Tank's star power comes with high expectations, and his unwillingness to take on the top names in his division is beginning to wear thin. For Roach, the fight represents a career-defining opportunity. A victory against a superstar like Davis would be one of the biggest upsets in recent boxing history and could catapult Roach into the sport's elite. Roach himself is confident, saying, "I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm going to show it." He acknowledged the financial and personal benefits of taking the fight, explaining that it provides him with a chance to secure his family's future. "The money is really nice," he said. "To be able to set my son up to not ever have to worry about anything, that's what this is about." Tank, meanwhile, appears focused on the task at hand, but is already hinting at future plans. In a video captured by Fight Hype, Davis teased, "I've got somebody I want to call out after this fight." When asked if that opponent might be Vasily Lomachenko, Tank quickly dismissed the idea. Lomachenko, once considered one of Tank's most desirable opponents, seems to have fallen out of favor. After securing the IBF lightweight title earlier this year, Lomachenko has shown signs of winding down his career, and Tank appears uninterested in pursuing a fight that may never materialize. Shocker Stevenson, another top lightweight and a potential dream opponent for Tank, has also been ruled out for now. Stevenson recently parted ways with Top Rank and signed with Matchroom Boxing, temporarily shifting his focus. A fight between the two remains one of the most compelling matchups in the sport, but for now their paths appear to be heading in different directions. As the March 1st fight approaches, Tank faces significant pressure. A lackluster performance against Roach will only amplify the criticism surrounding his choice of opponents. On the other hand, a spectacular knockout could temporarily quiet his doubters, but it won't silence calls for tougher competition. For Tank, the Roach fight is about more than just defending his WBA title. It's an opportunity to reassert his dominance and remind fans why he's one of the biggest stars in boxing. The broader implications of Tank's team changes and opponent choices cannot be ignored. Boxing is at a crossroads, with fighters increasingly prioritizing financial gain over legacy. For Tank, the challenge will be balancing both. He has the charisma, talent, and fan base to become one of the sport's all-time greats, but he needs to take on the kind of fights that define a legacy. Whether he eventually steps up to face fighters like Stevenson, Devin Haney, or William Zepeda remains to be seen. For now, all eyes are on March 1st. Will Davis continue his reign as one of boxing's brightest stars, or will Roach shock the world and begin his own legendary run? One thing is certain, the fight has the potential to shift the lightweight division's landscape dramatically. The questions surrounding Tank's future, his relationships with Ellerbe and Ford, and his willingness to face the best will continue to loom large. Until then, fans will have to wait and see if Tank is truly ready to embrace the challenges that lie ahead.